Welcome to Cinema Bites, your go-to for movie recaps in a flash. Big twists, epic moments, all in just minutes the movie starts. And we learn that zombies appeared some time ago. We also learn that anyone who dies turns into one of them. And if one of them bites a normal person, they will also turn into one of them. Due to their massive numbers, they have taken over many cities. We find out that the only way to get rid of them is to destroy their brains directly. We also learn that humans in large cities started forming forces to attack rural towns, which have all turned into zombie towns. They want to take over these towns to search for food. The idea here is that the only weapon humans currently have is that zombies don't think. But if they start thinking, even in a primitive way, they will form forces and an organized army, which would mark the end of what remains of humanity. This is where our story begins. We see a small village full of zombies, and we see them trying to use musical instruments and similar things, as if they are attempting to form a band or something like that, trying to be like humans. Among them is a dark-skinned zombie named Daddy. The important thing is that in the same place there's Riley, one of the assistants. Riley is human and the leader of a group of soldiers. They come here to observe the village to see how they will attack it and take the goods inside for themselves. While observing, they notice that Daddy was able to see them and even started communicating with the other zombies in a way that humans couldn't understand, gathering them around. Riley then takes his men and leaves the place immediately. On the other side, we see Cholo, who is also one of Riley's forces. Cholo is currently disposing of their waste with a group of soldiers and his friend Foxy. We return to Riley, and on the way, he meets Charlie, one of his men, and they head to Riley's tank. The tank is huge and highly advanced, protecting them as they enter any village full of zombies like the one they're heading to now. The important thing is that they meet Cholo, who is returning from disposing of the waste. Cholo tells Riley that there are a lot of zombies here and that they are thinking and communicating in very strange ways. Entering this city now would be a big mistake, at least for the time being. However, when Cholo learns that there is a lot of money inside, he doesn't hesitate for a moment. He takes the man who was with Riley, and they all head out on motorcycles. Riley and Charlie also go with them in a car. In the city, they try their best to avoid the zombies, among whom is Daddy. At the same time, they request fireworks to distract the zombies so they can pass behind them and eliminate them easily. But Daddy understands this well, and we see him trying to prevent the other zombies from looking at the sky and focusing so they won't be killed. However, they manage to kill a decent number of them and pass through easily. Daddy is furious and wants revenge at any cost. Eventually, they reach the supermarket and start loading all the food and supplies there. During this time, Riley notices that no fireworks are being set off. He contacts the tank to understand what's going on and learns that there's a problem with firing the fireworks. Riley then informs everyone that they need to leave the city immediately because the fireworks are running out and the zombies will start focusing on them, killing them. In the tank, Pretty, another member of the forces, starts moving the tank and shooting any zombie in her way. But the problem arises when Cholo doesn't follow orders and goes with Foxy to a beverage store in the city. They are accompanied by the young man who was with Riley. There, they encounter zombies, but fortunately, Cholo manages to fend them off. Before they leave, another zombie attacks them and bites the young man on his hand. Of course, it's only a matter of time before he turns into a zombie. Riley arrives at the scene and doesn't want to leave the young man behind. Cholo wants to kill him because he will turn into a zombie, and it's more merciful to kill him. However, the young man stops them and shoots himself, dying. After this incident, they all leave the city. On their way out, they encounter Daddy again, who manages to steal a gun from one of them and gathers the zombies around him. They still don't know what to do. As for our team, they return to their camp, which is in a city surrounded by rivers on all sides, making it very difficult for zombies to reach it. When they arrive, Riley confronts Cholo, blaming him for the young man's death. Cholo, however, doesn't care and tells Riley that he is quitting this job and will live in a fancy place in the city. He leaves after a while. Riley goes to get his car, which was supposed to be under repair. When he arrives at the workshop, he learns that he was deceived and that the people who took the car aren't even working there. Meanwhile, Cholo takes a significant amount of money to meet Kaufman, a very wealthy man who became rich after the apocalypse. In short, Kaufman took over towers and important places in the city during the apocalypse, securing them for himself and his men. These places include malls, luxurious apartments, and other high-end facilities. Cholo is trying to get close to him to live safely in his city. Cholo goes to meet him, but when he arrives at Kaufman's house, the servant informs him that Kaufman is not there. Cholo hears a strange sound coming from one of the apartments and, without thinking, breaks the door. Inside, he finds the apartment owner hanging himself. Cholo quickly moves to smash his head to prevent him from turning into a zombie, but the man's wife stops him. Cholo tries to explain to her that he will definitely turn into a zombie. Unfortunately, while they are talking, the man's son tries to cut the rope his father is hanging from. At this moment, the corpse wakes up, attacks the boy, and bites his back. Cholo quickly uses a metal bar to smash the man's head until he kills him. When security arrives, Cholo leaves the place and doesn't care at all about the boy who got bitten. We return to Riley, who goes to a bar in the city with Charlie. There, he meets someone he knows from the past. This person is supposed to be the one who took the car to the workshop, where it was later stolen. Riley goes to him to retrieve the car. The man promises to make some calls and find the car for him. The problem is that in the bar, there is a bet involving a girl being placed in a ring with 2 zombies. The bet is on which zombie will kill her. First, she enters the arena, and the zombies keep attacking her until Riley notices what's happening and becomes very angry. He grabs his weapon and kills the 2 zombies. Chaos begins to spread, and people start running everywhere. Meanwhile, the person with the leaked car sees this as a good opportunity to approach the responsible vehicle. So he grabs his weapon and tries to shoot both Riley and Charlie. However, Charlie manages to kill him. After that, the police arrive and arrest Riley, Charlie, and the girl from the arena, whose name, by the way, is Slack. Of course, the police and military present now are not literal police and army, but soldiers working in the city to protect Kaufman and his wealth. To the public, they appear as police and military protecting the city. In prison, they all talk to each other, and they ask Slack why they were treating her that way. She tells them it's Kaufman and his gang. Incidentally, Mulligan, who is very close to Riley and has known him for a long time, is also brought in and placed in a cell. Charlie asks Slack if they will kill him. She explains that they will, but only after extracting information from him about who is working with him to eliminate the resistance completely. Meanwhile, Cholo deals with Kaufman, and it's revealed that Cholo has been secretly working for Kaufman for nearly 3 years. Cholo demands compensation for his 3 years of work, not in money, but in the form of a house in the prestigious city. Kaufman vehemently refuses and even orders one of the police officers to take Cholo and throw him out. Cholo leaves, but not before vowing to take revenge. Kaufman then instructs the officer to eliminate Cholo. However, Cholo is no easy target. He fights back, takes the officer's weapon, and escapes. He then meets with his friend Foxy and tells him to gather their men to leave the city. When Foxy asks about Riley and Charlie, who were supposed to join them in the city, Cholo dismisses them, saying they will leave without them. Cholo and his men head to the military camp where the tank is located. There, they encounter the army officers in charge and inform them of their intention to leave with the tank. The officer demands documentation proving they are authorized to take the tank, as it is technically Kaufman's property. Cholo, lacking such authorization, is about to draw his weapon to kill the officer when Daddy and a large group of zombies arrive at the camp. Chaos ensues, and Cholo takes advantage of the situation to escape with his men in the tank. The zombies overrun the camp, break through its gates, and kill and devour all the soldiers. Cholo then contacts Kaufman and demands $5 million to be delivered via a boat with only 1 person aboard. He gives Kaufman until tomorrow, threatening to destroy the entire city with the tank if his demands are not met. Kaufman, of course, refuses to comply and summons Riley from his cell. He orders Riley to retrieve the tank before midnight, as Cholo's deadline will have expired by then, and he will begin attacking the city. Kaufman chooses Riley for this mission because Riley was the one who originally built the tank with funding from Kaufman. Moreover, Riley is an old friend of Cholo. Riley agrees to the mission on one condition. Once it's completed, Kaufman must provide him with a weaponized vehicle so he can take his friends and head north to live there. Kaufman warns him that there is no one in the north, to which Charlie responds that this is precisely why they want to go there. Kaufman agrees. Riley assembles his team, which includes Charlie, Slack, and 3 of the strongest soldiers, Monica, Pro Baker, and others. They head to the camp, where Riley observes the destruction caused by the zombies and notices they are heading toward the city. He informs Kaufman, who assures him not to worry, as the zombies won't be able to cross the river. Kaufman instructs Riley to focus on his mission. Riley, leaving Cholo and the rest to prepare the vehicle, takes someone with him to gather ammunition. At the ammunition storage, they encounter a few zombies feeding on soldiers but manage to eliminate them, gather the ammunition, and return to the group. As they drive away in the vehicle, a zombie attacks, biting someone. Charlie kills the zombie, but Riley refuses to leave the bitten person behind or kill them. They continue driving, but eventually, realizing the person must die, one of the group members apologizes and shoots them, leaving everyone shocked. Meanwhile, Cholo contacts one of his men, Mouse, who was stationed at the location where the money was supposed to be delivered via the river. Mouse informs him that nothing has arrived. Cholo then orders his men to prepare the missiles to attack the city. However, Mouse hears the sound of zombies and panics, firing randomly at them. The overwhelming number of zombies quickly overpowers him, and he is killed. Shortly after, a massive horde of zombies, seemingly endless, arrives at the river. Daddy, the leader, contemplates for a moment before jumping into the water. The zombies follow, crossing to the other side. Meanwhile, Kaufman, seeing no news of the tank, decides to leave the city via the river. The zombies then reach the city in massive numbers and begin attacking the people. Riley and his group arrive at Mount Washington, the highest point in the city, where Cholo is preparing to attack. Riley leaves Slack, Charlie, Pro Baker, and Monica there, informing them he will go talk to Cholo and try to deceive him. After Riley leaves, Monica expresses her suspicion that Riley might steal the tank and leave them behind. Charlie assures her that Riley would never do such a thing. Pro Baker agrees with Charlie and suggests that Charlie go to ensure Riley's safety. Charlie complies, leaving the others. Pro Baker then confronts Monica, suspecting she might betray them. He knocks her unconscious and leaves with Slack to join Riley. Charlie and Riley eventually reach the tank, where Cholo lets them in but immediately pulls a weapon on them. However, he doesn't kill them as Riley confesses everything to him. They then prepare the tank's weapons to target Kaufman's buildings. Meanwhile, the zombies continue to destroy the city, targeting the army forces first. Monica finally regains consciousness and begins searching. They continue until they reach the tank. Inside the tank, Riley is trying to convince Cholo, but Cholo refuses to listen. Riley then prepares a small device to deactivate the weapons since he is the one who built the tank. After disabling the weapons, Riley destroys the device to prevent Cholo from reactivating them. This enrages Cholo, who starts attacking him. Amid the fight, Riley notices through the cameras that Monica is aiming her weapon at Cholo. Riley pushes Cholo aside to save him from the shot. However, as Monica is about to fire, a zombie sneaks up behind her and kills her, eliminating her from the scene. Taking advantage of the distraction, Charlie hands over a gun to Foxy, who holds both Cholo and Pretty Boy at gunpoint. Meanwhile, Slack and Rob Baker continue shooting at Monica and the zombies until they eliminate them. They then join the others inside the tank. Due to the events that occurred, Cholo is injured, and his men are held at gunpoint. This forces Cholo to assist the others with the tank. Riley contacts Kaufman to inform him that the tank is now in their possession. However, Kaufman is preoccupied as the city is under attack, with explosions happening everywhere. Riley informs him that the tank is secure and not causing the destruction. Realizing the zombies have crossed the river and entered the city, Riley decides to return with the tank to save the city's residents. Cholo, however, refuses to join him. Riley respects his decision, gives him a weapon and the car they arrived in, and lets him leave. Foxy also decides to join Cholo. While on their way, zombies attack Cholo and bite him. Realizing his fate is sealed, Cholo heads to the city alone to settle his score with Kaufman. Meanwhile, Riley and his group face a major challenge as all the roads are blocked, preventing them from reaching the city. Despite this, they persist in finding a way. In the city, chaos reigns as zombies brutally kill people and even reach the main tower. Fortunately, Riley arrives and sets off fireworks to distract the zombies. However, the zombies have become smarter and ignore the fireworks, continuing their massacre. Kaufman, along with his servant, attempts to escape in a car. Suddenly, he encounters Big Daddy, a zombie, and tries to shoot him but fails to kill him. Kaufman and his servant head to the garage, with Big Daddy following them. Kaufman manages to get into a car and drives away. After a short distance, he stops to secure his money bags. Just as he is about to leave again, he is confronted by Cholo, now a zombie. The two struggle until Big Daddy arrives with a flaming barrel and throws it at them. The car explodes, killing both Kaufman and Cholo. Riley and his group finally manage to activate the missiles, but upon seeing that the entire city population has turned into zombies, Riley orders them to fire. Just as they are about to fire again, a group of survivors led by Mulligan emerges. These survivors manage to protect themselves. They meet Riley and decide to follow him north. Mulligan, however, chooses to stay behind to rebuild the city as he had always dreamed. Riley and his group move north with the tank. Along the way, they see the zombies, led by Daddy, walking without attacking them. Although someone suggests attacking the zombies, Riley decides against it, saying, "They're just looking for a place to live, just like us." The group respects his decision and continues their journey, while Daddy and the zombies go their separate way. The movie ends here, and that's it. Goodbye. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button so you never miss an updates. See you in the next video.